Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is gearing up for the 2024 Lagos International Trade Fair taking place from November 1st to the 10th at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos. Now, the event is expected to showcase a diverse range of products and services from both local and international businesses. Joining me now to discuss further is Prince Abimbola Olashore, FCA Chairman, Trade Promotion Board of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Dr. Chinyere Almona, who is Director General of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It's such a pleasure to have you both on the Global Business Report today. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Great. Now, we hear about the Lagos International Fair quite, frequently, but let's get some more details on what really it's all about, and more specifically, what makes us different from other fairs.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here. So we're here to talk about the Lagos International Trade Fair. We'd like to say the biggest fair that we have in sub-Saharan Africa. This year's edition is the 30th edition, so we've had it for 37 consecutive years. Even during the COVID years, we still had the fair. So this year is quite interesting. It's going to be much bigger, much better, and more especially from what we've seen, a lot of what I call international participation. Again, it's over the last 2 years, we've had the fair mostly dominated really by local producers. But this year, we've had a lot of foreign interest. And it's quite interesting, the kind of response that we got from especially the foreign businesses. That tells you that they see Nigeria clearly as a country that is open for business and also a country where there will be trade opportunities. So clearly, that's what you see. We have over 3,000 exhibitors that are signified space. We'll be opening on Friday, the 1st of November, and as we are now, it's all sold out. Even now, you can come and see what is happening there. It's already a beehive of activities. Everybody looking forward to opening the fair on Friday. Traditionally, it's the president that declares it open, and the Lagos State governor usually declares it closed. So this year is about connecting business. It's also to showcase Nigeria. In particular, we have what they call the Africa Hall. We've had significant interest for other African countries. I think it's also on the back of AFCTA that everybody's now realizing that Nigeria is probably the gateway to the rest of Africa. So we are using the Africa Hall to showcase what can be done. So it's going to be great.
Right, it's certainly a very good place to be. But in terms of organization of the fair, who are the organizers? And, what edition is this?
This is the 30th edition. We've done 37 years, it's 30th edition.
That's
for those who can remember, we used to be at Badagry Road, at the Trade Fair Complex. Then we now moved to Tafawa Balewa Square. That's
very interesting. So you've had, 3 decades, at least 3 decades of this going.
Over 3 decades.
So what would you say comparatively, if we look back at Dr. Chinyere as those years initially, and what in terms of features of the trade fair, what would you say comparatively has changed between then and now, organization-wise?
Well, we have improved in a lot of things, and progressively we are ensuring that we include those who historically not be part of the fair. So today we have a children hub where we encourage children from primary, secondary schools, public, private schools to come and witness the fair, but also to engage in children activities. It's both educational and also entrepreneurial in building capacity for Nigeria. We are also looking at the tech space. There's a lot happening in the tech space, so we have a tech hub where we have techpreneurs, fintech startups showcasing their products and how they can support the business community. So it's really connecting businesses and creating value. And we're connecting businesses across the globe, within the Africa region, but also beyond Africa. It's an international trade fair. So he mentioned the Chinese and the impact or the role they are going to play. In this year, we actually have 4 fairs in the fair. So with the Chinese, they're having 4 different fairs. So one is West Africa Mechatronics, where you have the hardware tools and those type of things. You also have the Auto Equip, where you have automotive equipments and services being showcased. You have the Home Show, where you have home appliances and gift items. And then you have the Nigeria Textile, because they're looking into the textile industry and how would they showcase that, and also trying to engage between China and Nigeria. So the fair is really a hub where you're engaging and making sure that we're creating value within Africa, but also beyond Africa.
So it's really turnkey and undoubtedly, possibly logistically robust as well from what I hear. But in terms of reception and popularity, what's the average footfall you've experienced annually, and what are the expectations for this year?
Okay, last year I think we had about 350,000 visitors to the fair, quite significant. For this year we are planning for 1 million visitors. Which is a lot.
1 million visitors
over 10 days
across even not just Nigeria.
Yes, so it's quite significant. We put everything in place to make sure people can come and really enjoy the fair. To us, it's not just a place for buying and selling; it's also a place for connection, for you to meet other businesses, also meet people. So we're trying to create a more family atmosphere in the kind of fair.
Right. So in terms of costs, what are the and mode of entry? Is it free? Is it?
It's free. It's free. Last year we tried with free entry and it worked very well. So this year it's free, but we encourage what I call pre-registration. So you can go online, register, even download your pass, so you can just walk straight in. But if you turn up on that day, you can also, with your phone, just register and come in. So it's free.
So in previous years, there was a cost attached to it.
There was a cost.
What was the reason for opting for it to be free?
I think at the end of the day, we wanted to encourage people. Remember, we're coming out of COVID. So we just felt, first of all, let's encourage people to start coming out. So last year was the first year we made it free. We said, please come around to the fair, come and sit, and let pricing not be a barrier. We also wanted to encourage people to understand the fairs is a place where you come to. So you don't want to discourage by charging fees. And from our own perspective, we just felt that it's not really about making money from gate fee. It's about getting people to come and experience the fair.
Right. And in terms of participation, Dr. Chinyere, what companies and foreign exhibitors, I know that you mentioned a number of them, but in terms of what you've got so far, how many of them do you have?
Oh, there are several companies, and so you have like the Dangotes of this world, Eleganza, the large corporates, but we also have the small companies. Remember, we're thinking inclusiveness. How do we ensure that even the small businesses are involved? So you have a lot of small businesses who we encourage to come. For some, we actually give discounted spaces because the chamber is, we are conscious of our corporate responsibility. So we're also supporting even the Lagos Island youths to be involved in the fair. Across the cadre, across the sectors as well, we have presence. You can find literally anything, any item, any product, skincare, home appliances, and we encourage, this is the time for early Christmas shopping. So everything you need, really, you can find at the trade fair. And we're excited, that this is kicking off on the 1st, and we're looking forward to welcoming Lagos, welcoming Africa, welcoming the world at the Lagos International Trade Fair this year.
Yeah, there certainly is no better time to be doing it than now, right? It's just really at the edge of the festive season. But Prince Olashore, do you have a set criteria for participants? If I wanted to be an exhibitor, is there a criteria I have to meet?
There is no criteria. Just go online for next year, from around February, you start seeing the advert, register. It's a matter of taking up space. We've designed the fair in such a way that we can accommodate both big and large corporates. For the smaller companies, we have a shell scheme, 9 square meters, just a little shop. For the bigger companies, they like to have their own branding, so they build their own canopy. So criteria, we don't discriminate. It's really for anybody that really wants to come in and display their goods and services. Remember, for some people, it's not just about selling. It's also to come and see what Nigeria is all about. For some of the foreign participants, it's more, let's come and experience Nigeria. And the best way to experience the vibrancy of Lagos and Nigeria is really fair. So by being there, they can meet customers, they can engage B2B, and just have a feel. So for some, it's entry market strategy, that next year, this is what I intend to do. So criteria from our perspective is, please just come and enjoy yourself.
Well, that's
indeed
quite impressive. For prospective exhibitors, what's the registration process? What does it look like?
Well, it's really just to go to the website, www.lagosinternationaltradefair.com, and get a booth for, maybe next year. And I would like to say to prospective exhibitors that Lagos International Trade Fair is that place where you can find everything. Apart from the items you buy, you're also engaging with regulators. So the federal and the state agencies find it useful to engage with their stakeholders during the fair. So for businesses that are struggling with understanding policies and guidelines and processes with the regulators, this is where you find all of that. It's like one space you find everything that you need. And that's why Africans also find it useful, because when they come in to the trade fair, apart from engaging with Nigerians, they're also engaging across the different African countries. They can speak to somebody from the customs, they can speak to somebody from the internal revenue. So you have a very robust interaction. So when we say connecting businesses and creating value, that is what it is.
Yeah, literally, it really is. Well, I guess it's only one more question to ask then. When, where, how long, and how do you go about contacting your team?
Thank you very much. The beauty of Lagos International Trade Fair has been consistent for the past 37 years. It's always the first Friday in November. So for this year, it's the 1st of November, and it's for 10 days, from Friday, 1st of November, to Sunday, the 10th of November. So it's consistent. Come rain, come sunshine, touch wood, 1st of November, or the first Friday of November, every year, we'll have the Lagos International Trade Fair. And we've done that for 37 years. And this is the 30th edition.
Extremely impressive.
Just to say how people can contact us, so you can go to the website www.lagosinternationaltradefair.com. You can send an email to litf@lagoschamber.com, or you can call 0700 524 6724, and somebody will assist you if you have any challenge.
All right. I mean, great work, and congratulations. You wanted to say something else?
I just wanted to add, we're already on site. We already have our information booth. So please, you can even come to the fairground now. Right. It's not open and can get inquiries. We already have an information desk already set up at TBS.
All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. And great work and well done. Prince Abimbola Olashore and Dr. Chinyere Almona, many thanks for joining us on the Global Business Report today.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. You're watching the Global Business Report here on the Rise News. More after the break. Do stay tuned.